Hello Year 10 and welcome to this double lesson for history for Term 3 Week 2. The title of today's lesson is Medical Knowledge, Review and Practice Question. First I'd like you to write the title and the date and to underline them with the straight edge or ruler. And then I'd like you to answer the 4 questions on the screen as a do now task. So you should have written the title and date by now. The 4 questions are: name 4 causes of disease in medieval England. Who discovered that cholera was a waterborne disease in 1854? Define the word industrialisation. And finally, who discovered the use of carbolic acid as an antiseptic? You can either write out these questions and write the answers underneath, or you can answer the questions in full sentences. All work should be completed in your book or on lined paper. So pause the video and take 5 minutes to do that do now task now. Okay, so moving on, let's have a look at the answers to these questions. I'd like you to use a green pen to add to or correct your answers. So question number 1, the 4 causes of disease in medieval England are war, poverty, famine or accidents. Question number 2, the discovery of cholera as a waterborne disease was John Snow. The definition of industrialisation is the process of moving from an agricultural economy, where most people work on farms, to an industrial one, where most people are employed working in factories and linked industries. Please make sure you add this full definition to your answer. And finally, question number 4, the discoverer of carbolic acid as an antiseptic was Joseph Lister. Please make sure you pause the video now and add to or correct your answers in green pen. Okay, moving on to the main task for this first half of the lesson. Here we have a medicine bare bones revision sheet. We've done these tasks before in class for treatments, causes and prevention. This is a similar revision task but looking at medical knowledge from the medieval period to the present day. What you need to do is to, for each of the 4 eras here, medieval England, early modern, industrial England and modern England, look at and find out who the key events and individuals are, what key dates and statistics there are, what key terms are associated with each era. So you might, for instance, talk about Hippocrates and Galen in the medieval era, or Vesalius, Paré and Harvey in the early modern era. You might look at Pasteur in the industrial era, or Francis Crick and Watson in modern England, and other scanning techniques. Make sure you're using dates and statistics and any key terms for each of the developments for each era. Use GCSE Pod to refresh your knowledge on medical knowledge developments over time. There are lots of videos on GCSE Pod. The link for this is on Show My Homework. Pause the video now. Go to the GCSE Pod link to refresh your knowledge and then complete this revision sheet. This will take you approximately 35 minutes. Okay, thank you very much. Hopefully you have completed that revision sheet in as much detail as possible. Using it, we're now going to complete a practice question. The practice question I want you to complete is explain why medical knowledge improved in the 16th century. This is a 9-mark question and focuses on developing your explanation skills. To help you answer this question, the first thing I want you to do is to go to this YouTube video which explains how to answer the question. Once you've watched the video, come back here and use these sentence starters to help you answer the question, including as many of these keywords as you can. You should time yourself to answer the question. It should take no more than 10 minutes. So pause the video now, go and watch this YouTube video on how to answer the question, and then come back and answer the question, timing yourself for no more than 10 minutes. In total, this will take you approximately half an hour to complete. Okay, hopefully you have now completed that practice question. Now, using what you've written, we're going to do some green pen work on our questions. The first thing I want you to do is to read through your answer and annotate it. Where have you done the following things? Where have you used the language of the question? Where have you given detailed factual knowledge? Where have you linked back to the question to explain how the knowledge you mentioned helped to improve medicine? Where have you used a new paragraph? Pause the video now and annotate it, your answer, looking for those 4 things. This will take you approximately 5 minutes. Okay, now you've annotated your answer, I'd like you to give yourself a mark. For this type of question, there are 2 mark schemes they're looking for. AO1, which looks at knowledge, and AO2, which looks at explanation. There are 2 marks for knowledge and 7 marks for explanation. Where would you place yourself? Do you show some knowledge or detailed knowledge? Do you may describe or do you fully explain how medical knowledge changed and why it changed over the time periods, over the 16th century? Give yourself a mark out of 2 for AO1 and out of 7 for AO2, and then a total of 9. I want you to explain why you've given yourself that mark. I gave myself this mark because. Please complete all of this work in green pen. Pause the video and complete that task now. Okay, our next task is to look at how you could improve your answer. Here I've got some of the knowledge you could have included in your answer. Overall, if we're thinking about why medical knowledge improved in the 16th century, there are 2 key reasons: the Renaissance and the role of individuals. So medical knowledge advanced gradually throughout the 16th century, caused by Renaissance thinking, as the essence of Renaissance was to question things. More people studied anatomy and began to discover that Galen was wrong. Scientific discovery was funded by rich investors, which allowed the use of new tools, and the printing press, invented in 1476, allowed ideas to spread more quickly and be accessible to many more people. In addition, the role of individuals helped to change medical knowledge and improve medical knowledge in the 16th century. For example, Vesalius firmly believed understanding of the anatomy was important to the understanding the body. In his book, The Fabric of the Human Body, he challenged Galenic thinking and laid emphasis on anatomy as the key to understanding how the body works. Paré too discovered new methods of treating wounds through experimentation, using ligatures to tie off wounds, and helped develop artificial limbs. His time as an army surgeon allowed him to observe his patients and treat them more effectively. Which of this information did you use in your answer? Using this information and the mark scheme, I would like you to re-attempt the question. What extra information can you include in your answer? How can you improve your explanation? Use a green pen to re-attempt your answer now, pausing the video to look at this information. Or, if you gave yourself 4 marks the first time round, explain why and complete these challenge tasks. Who do you think had greater impact, Vesalius or Paré, and why? What do you think helped to bring about change? War or science and technology? And explain how the work of William Harvey built on the work of Vesalius and Paré. Did his work change medicine forever? So you've got two tasks here. Either you reattempt your question using the information from the previous slide and the mark scheme, or if you gave yourself full marks first time round, I want you to attempt these 3 challenge questions. So pause the video and complete that work now. It should take you about 15 minutes. Okay, well, thank you very much. Please make sure you upload your work onto Show My Homework. If you're using a photograph, ideally use a JPEG file format, or you can email it to me, but also make sure you tick it off on Show My Homework. Okay, thank you very much, and I hope you have a good day.